I found this video, Evolution Against the Odds and the Laws. Normally I don't post a direct commentary towards another user. I figure they've got the right to post what they want, and I just comment in the boxes and seek answers to some of the things that confuse me or that I disagree with. In this particular case, however, I pointed out a couple of fallacies in the presentation of this video. Instead of getting a response, I came back to find the comment removed and comments on the video blocked. It seems that standing on truth 1 is more like running from truth. So let's take a look here at exactly what he said and what my problems with it were. That way you guys can feel free to evaluate for yourself.
First off, evolution in the sense that things change is evident. No rational person disputes that. Therefore, rational Christians believe it. We can observe change.
So, right off the bat, what we have here is standing on truth 1, admitting flat out that there is evolution. Things change. That is all the theory of evolution has ever stated, is things change.
But evolution in the sense that life came from non-life and then...
Now what we have is one of the biggest misconceptions that creationists have about evolution. Whether it's an intentional straw man or genuine ignorance, I'm not sure. But what you're talking about here, standing on truth 1, isn't evolution. It's abiogenesis. These are two different things. Evolution only covers what happens to life once it's there, not how it got there.
That life began to randomly generate new genetic information, and over time it eventually produced humans, is something entirely different, and something that quite honestly doesn't hold up against science.
And back to another straw man. Since evolution never states that genetic information has to be added to begin with, we have the problem that the statement is completely and totally false, that is a problem with evolution. In addition, there are many ways in which genetic information can be added. Feel free to Google things such as retroviruses or insertion mutations. It's there. He's just ignoring it.
In other words, evolution in the sense of molecules to man is not scientifically plausible and therefore should not be viewed as scientific fact. Quite honestly, it is in great opposition to science, that is, observational science, the kind of science we can test and repeat and use our 5 senses to understand.
Now, this claim might have been true if not for the fact that we can determine the molecules that make up DNA. We can determine that those 4 basic molecules can be found in inorganic materials, specifically in asteroids, and the more casual observation of eating. Every time you eat, you are converting non-life to life by using the non-life that you've eaten to produce new living cells.
If you would. Fact 1. There is no known observable process by which new genetic information can be added to an organism's genetic code. None.
This, of course, ignores the previously mentioned fact that DNA can be added via retroviruses, insertion mutations, and other forms. Also ignores the fact that evolution only means change, not enlargement or growth. Only change. This means that evolution can occur even with the same genes, simply by altering their order.
If living organisms cannot produce new genetic information, how can anything gradually change into something of higher intelligence or form or complexity? That is, how can anything evolve from an amoeba to a man without adding new genetic information? The answer, of course, is that it can't, plain and simple.
Now, presuming that this person was even correct in their assertion that there was no way to increase the information or genes in a organism, the example given of amoeba to human is completely ridiculous. I mean, come on, if you're going to make an example, at least know your own examples. The amoeba genome is 670 gigabytes worth of base pairs. The human genome only 3.2. This means it would take over 200 people's genes put together to make one amoeba. Why on earth would we want to increase the amoeba side to get one person?
Now, some have speculated and they have imagined all kinds of things, and they brought in artists to produce creative renderings based on guesses, and they have been successful in telling a very convincing story that humans evolved from ape-like creatures. But
alright, what Standing on Truth 1 is trying to do here is make you think that the stages of evolution that we have images of are just fanciful imaginations of artists. He's neglecting to point out that they are based on skull reconstruction science, the same kind that is used to identify unidentified bodies in order for the police to conduct murder investigations.
check this out. Never, again, never has it been observed that life can come from non-life. So
this, of course, completely ignores the work done creating artificial RNA in laboratories that is self-replicating, the artificial DNA made from, quote, 4 bottles of chemicals, end quote, that is currently running cells in some laboratories, or the simple fact that human life comes from the sperm and egg cells, which are produced by processing the nutrients you eat, which are non-life.
here are 2 major scientific evidences against evolution.
Actually, what we had here was 2 major straw men, one against evolution, one against abiogenesis. I addressed the abiogenesis one anyways, and also refuted the evolution one. So, Stands on Truth, please stop by sometime and leave some comments here. I'd be happy to address them rather than run from them.